Okay, family, we're back here with Lauren Busch, who's a functional diagnostic nutritionist. And she's been part of doTERRA for how long now?
Oh, goodness. 12 years?
12 years.
Yeah.
And now on the dark side, if you will.
Or the light side.
The light
way.
side, it depends. But she's a functional diagnostic nutritionist and a mother of 9.
I am.
Which that in and of itself is praiseworthy. Anyways, we're going to talk recharge.
Yes.
Because that's coming out real soon.
So excited.
Okay. So what's the best way to talk about this? Because I'm really excited.
Mm-hmm.
People are raving about Element and all this, these electrolyte type of drinks. I feel like that's really coming to the surface nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to jump in that, right?
Oh, yeah.
But not just jump in it.
Dominate it.
Dominate.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we talk through maybe the wellness pyramid to kind of format the talk? Okay.
Yeah. I think if somebody's going to invest in their health and they're going to purchase a product, we definitely want them to see how many different aspects of their health it impacts. So,
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Okay. Let's start from the bottom up.
I like it.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Talk to me. Why is this so big, this salty liquid drink that I need to throw into my water bottle or Hydro Flask? I see it everywhere. Why is it so important?
Yeah. So I'm sure some of our viewers are watching and they're like, there is a plastic water bottle sitting on
They see everything.
Why? So we're not drinking out of it. Just wanted this to be here for you as a really good example as kind of we kick off the discussion on nutrition, digestion, and hydration overall. So the inside of your intestines have like a similar texture. They're kind of wavy, just like this water bottle is. And the goal is that as things are flowing through, it looks like this. But if we don't stay hydrated, it's more like cement, right?
That's not good.
No, it gets clogged up. And each of these like ripples, as your body is absorbing the food, nutrition, anything that you're putting through, it's pulling it through. Whether it's water, whether it's vitamins, minerals, etc., it's pulling it through to pull it into your blood to be utilized throughout the body. It's also dumping waste because body's got to clean out too. So it needs to be a dumping ground, but also absorption.
It's a give and take relationship.
It is very good. Yeah, absolutely. But if you're not hydrated enough, and this is sludge going through here, and your cells are sending off signals like we're not hydrated. Like we are needing more. Your body's going to keep pulling the little bit of moisture that would keep everything moving nice and smoothly through the digestive system out into the blood. It's going to prioritize that over the digestive health. And then I want you to think of like all that cement caking.
Say that one more time, Lauren.
So if your cells do not have enough hydration, they're not well hydrated, it's going to keep sending signals to your body to absorb as much moisture as possible out of whatever is moving through your digestive system. So if this is already sludgy because you haven't been hydrating,
no bueno.
No good. No good. You're going to end up with like a cement caked on the inside of your intestines. So think about now this wonderful clear bottle where everything was nice and flowing. Now the inside's caked with cement, and now food has to move through. And our body is still trying to pull moisture through the cement, trying to pull our vitamins, our minerals, any nutrition through that. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So one of the most important things we can do is stay hydrated. So it's not just about what are we adding into our water, adding our recharge in. It's the amount of water we're drinking, right? And that we're actually drinking some water. Because if you're drinking soda all day long, coffee dehydrates you.
Ginger ale.
Yeah, all those things. Then your body is like, but I needed water, but now I have to pull even more water because of the sugar and the not great form of salt that you just put into us with soda, or any caffeinated drink actually dehydrates you as well. So we do a lot of things that dehydrate us on a daily basis, even if we're not running marathons or climbing mountains.
Yeah.
And it's negatively impacting how our digestive system functions and our body's ability to absorb nutrition. So cellular hydration with recharge, and we don't have to pull that signal of like every bit of moisture you can possibly get it into our cells.
Yes. Okay, so answer me this. I understand that, and I love that description because I can see it. What is electrolytes then? Is that like the secret sauce, the smoothing out? the area so that the body can pull from the digestive tract or intestines?
Yeah, so electrolytes is the signaling for your body of what's missing and how much more water is needed. So if we think of every single muscle contraction, every time your muscle contracts, it is the exchange of sodium and potassium. So as you contract, sodium comes out, potassium goes in. As you release that contraction, the potassium comes out and sodium comes back in. So it's this constant exchange. So if we eat a highly processed diet full of not great forms of sodium, our body is going to say, but I don't have the amount of potassium needed to match that. So what I need to do is dilute that sodium. And so I'm going to have to keep pulling as much. So everybody's like, oh, if you eat a lot of salt, then your body retains water. Yeah, because it's trying to dilute down the sodium to match the amount of potassium that you're not getting in your diet. So it's actually not just about too much sodium. It's about not having enough potassium to be able to match. Remember that homeostasis we talked about previously?
Yeah.
Everything has its match. There's a homeostasis. So your body's just trying to dilute down that extra salt so that it looks like a lesser level to match the minimal potassium that we're getting in our diet.
And so one packet of Recharge, that takes care of obviously the sodium.
Potassium.
Oh, potassium as well.
Magnesium.
We got it all.
And calcium. We've got a lot. We got a lot in it.
We're helping our intestines help us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I like that. All right. Anything else you wanted to add with that specific space digestion?
Yeah, so it just everything's an exchange. We want to make sure that everything is flowing and moving properly. It's not I drink one Recharge a packet a day and I can go back to drinking my soda pop. Like, no.
Yeah.
We still need our water. We still need to stay hydrated. But how do we make sure that we're not just drinking the water and it doesn't go right through us? How do we make sure that water is actually entering each of our cells? And that's where Recharge comes in.
And so the Recharge comes in a 30-pack?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if I have one packet, should I put that into a full-on 50-ounce Hydro Flask? Like what's the recommended dosage? Is it kind of...
So just typical water bottle size, not plastic. But
not plastic.
I actually like drinking, because you can have up to 3 in a day. So I like actually mixing both of our flavors and putting it into my 46-ounce water bottle. And yeah.
Okay.
And it's one of the cool things you're going to notice, too, the difference between just drinking a giant water bottle with nothing in it, just water, the way it goes through you pretty quick. And you're like, I got to run to the bathroom repeatedly versus add in some Recharge. And you're like, hey, it didn't have the same impact, same amount of fluid. But why? Because that fluid's going into your cells.
I kind of snuck that question in because I was asking for myself. I put one packet in a 50-ounce bottle today, this morning. And it's funny you mentioned the bathroom. I've been to the bathroom probably like 4 times already.
That's a very large water bottle, sir.
Took that down like a champ. Let's talk about movement, because I feel a lot of the people that I've talked to that love Liquid IV or love some of these other sodium, potassium based drinks. Yeah. I feel like they work out a lot. Mm-hmm. They're in the gym.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you use it as a pre-workout, as a recovery type of drink, but let's talk about movement and metabolism.
Yeah. So obviously, as you're moving and you're sweating, your body is losing fluid and it's losing electrolytes, right? And if it's something you're active all day long, when you move those electrolytes, you're going to notice some cramping. Your muscles are going to be like, I'm fatigued.
Oh my goodness.
And it's not.
I thought it was just me getting old.
No.
I went bowling yesterday and felt cramping
Should have had your
all over.
Recharge for the bowling alley.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not getting old. Stop.
So your muscles need, like I said, every contraction that you're doing, it's an exchange of electrolytes. It's that exchange of sodium and potassium. And magnesium is also really important for that signal coming in and out of your muscles. So anytime anything's irritated, that could be emotionally, you're feeling irritated for no reason. Mm-hmm. Your muscles are feeling, magnesium's just a great go-to. So if you're doing a lot of movement and things are feeling really irritated or you got a little cramping going on, your body's telling you, I am not hydrated and I need some electrolytes to be able to get it into my cells and to function properly.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'll be back at the bowling alley.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Magnesium's in Recharge as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything that we're missing in Recharge? We got it all.
No, we got it all.
Okay. Is it okay to drink before the workout, or what do you recommend time of day when we should take it? If you're implementing a workout, should it be after? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. So like most of our products, this is really like what works best for you.
Okay.
And so for some people, it's good to experiment. for everybody. But for some people, you might find I do better if I stay hydrated before I work out. My mind is more alert. I'm able to like get a better workout in because my blood is able to pump a little bit easier. My muscles are already doing good versus for others afterwards, it's like, no, I lost so much. I know what I need to be replenishing, right? So you're going to find a routine that works best for you. There's no like, here's the perfect time. This is the only time.
Okay.
This is no banning times. Like, it's not like, oh, at this time of day, it's nothing like that. So all day long is good. There's no other products that we have to worry about
both.
interfering. Yes, do both.
Before
I like
and
that.
after.
Absolutely.
Okay, easy.
Yeah. All right. So metabolism. So why is a hydration product in with our metabolic health line? Right? I mean, some people, that's going to be the question. Like,
Good question.
I don't understand. Where does that have to go? So I want you to think of apple juice. Now, I'm not a fan of a lot of fruit juices because it does spike your blood sugar. But if you were to super concentrate that down, like you cook it on the stove and you watch all the steam come out and you get it really concentrated, the sugar content is much higher.
Okay.
Same thing happens in your blood. When you're not getting enough fluid in, you're concentrating your blood down so that even if it's a small amount of sugar floating around in there, all of a sudden it looks like you got a blood sugar spike and your body interprets it as such. It's like, oh, we got high blood sugar. And you're like, what have I eaten? I had some protein powder today. Like, how can I possibly have my blood sugar up? But if you're not hydrated, your body's going to read that as concentrated blood. There's a lot of sugar sitting in here, and it's going to call on insulin to come in and do its job, when really what you needed was some really good hydration.
So what you're saying is I could get away with a cookie a day if I just drink a lot of water.
Well, I don't know about that,
Okay.
but yes, your body would actually tolerate it better if you're more hydrated because, again,
Okay.
it's diluting out over a more surface area, right? That sugar's being spread out versus concentrated down inside
Okay.
your body.
And when you do maintain, I guess, a solid, or I guess there's not too many spikes, sugar spikes, then your metabolism works a lot better.
Yeah. And we're like, so if we're utilizing something like MetaPWR Assist to kind of level out those spikes because of what we did consume. So for those of you who used a CGM and you're like, I don't understand, like, I thought I was doing really good, but I'm still seeing some spikes. It's most likely because we're not hydrating well enough. And again, utilizing something like Recharge, making sure that hydration's really going into the cells versus it's going in, coming right back out is incredibly important.
Feed your body, man. Hydrate it.
Yeah.
Our body is predominantly made up of water.
Yes.
So why not?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we move on to
Rest and manage stress.
rest and manage stress?
Yeah.
Because we could all do a little bit more of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely when we're better hydrated, we actually sleep better. For one, going back to the blood sugar levels, when our blood sugar levels are off, your body, it's a stressor for your body, for one. Two, when you go to sleep, if blood sugar levels are off, your body's going to be like, oh, we're supposed to be doing something right now. Like we got all this sugar floating around and you're going, no, I'm supposed to be going to sleep. So hydration plays a major impact.
You're creating a conflict.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop doing that.
It's like, no, I feel like we just had an ice cream bar. I think we need to go burn that off. And you're like, nah, I ate a couple apple slices. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Got to stay hydrated so that your body doesn't read that as mixed messaging.
Okay. That makes sense. Stop confusing your body, people.
Yes.
I'm talking to myself. Reduce toxicity. How does that play? Well, I guess you gave that description with the digestion
Absolutely.
analogy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So when your body's trying to clean things out, it utilizes a lot of water. Your body has to be able to flush it out, right? So if we're not well hydrated, even we talk about cellular hydration when it comes to recharge. Every metabolic process, every process that your body does on a cellular level, there is a waste byproduct. It's just like running a car. We automatically have exhaust, and each cell creates its own exhaust. And so the only way to be able to flush and clean that out is having a well-hydrated cell, which is why electrolytes are so key and why they have a bigger impact than just water alone, because we're making sure, again, that that's able to come in and out of the cell, the right signals to be able to open the gates, open the channels to allow the right fluids in, right fluids out, clean things out. So on a cellular level, that's really important. And then we talked about on the digestive level, making sure that it didn't just come out of the cell, didn't just get dumped into the bloodstream, but now we're able to take it from the bloodstream and dump the waste where it goes and keep it moving on out of the body.
nice. I just visualized sitting in the sauna and how you just clean yourself
Yep.
out. But you got to hydrate before you jump in that sauna.
100%. Or you're going to stress your body, and your body's like, I didn't have anything to spare. Like, what's going on here? Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely
Okay.
key.
Okay. Awesome. Next up, informed self-care.
Informed self-care. Yeah. So this one, there's moments that our kids are losing more fluids than we would like. Sometimes stomach upset, right? Our kids are losing fluids. So being able to help them replenish. Ladies, I have to tell you, that time of the month, hydration is incredibly key. It's actually not supposed to be a miserable experience on a monthly basis. And not having the right minerals, especially magnesium. When we talked about muscle contractions, right? So that sodium, potassium, things contracting.
I see what you're doing here.
Cramps.
It's all connecting.
It is. It is. So staying well hydrated as you're losing extra fluid, but also making sure that your body's getting the electrolytes it needs to be able to not be irritated. This, again, it shouldn't be a miserable experience. Our bodies were divinely created, inspired. Like, it's not supposed to be once a month. It stinks to be a woman. Instead, it's, this is a normal function. If you're giving your body the right electrolytes, the right minerals, the right amount of hydration, the right food, keeping our digestive system moving, our uterus and our digestive system lay against each other. So again, if everything's caked up in the intestinal tract, that's pushing against the uterus. So you're like, oh, I'm cramping. So yes, because everything's squished in there and compressing. So this is definitely a bonus for those ladies. Make sure you're using Recharge all month long, but especially that time of the month. Yeah, focus on it.
Water up.
Absolutely.
Up the H2O.
Yeah. So you really need an electrolyte drink, especially that time of the month, making sure it has the right minerals in it, make sure it has the right elements for being able to support healthy muscle contraction and that muscle's not irritated. And then things are in the right amounts, right? Like it's really nice when a product's able to say like, well, I super dose this one electrolyte, but everything in our body is balanced. So it's so key to make sure that you have a quality electrolyte to be able to replenish the right electrolytes in the right amounts and support our body in the way that it's meant to function versus throwing things further out of balance.
And that's a really good point because, like everything, once an idea pops off and it gains some traction out there, then here comes all the copycats.
Absolutely.
Right? I know we're kind of going off script here, but can you speak to why ours is specifically different? I know we have potassium. I know we have sodium, magnesium. Is there anything special about those or anything else that distinguishes us from everybody else?
Yeah, so our body utilizes everything in pairing. So like I mentioned about the sodium and potassium, they are always in exchange. Magnesium and calcium are also best friends. So for your body to be able to absorb the calcium that's in our Recharge, it needs to utilize magnesium to do so. So I just love the brilliant creators of our products. They really think through every single step and making sure that the right pairings are there. Otherwise, it becomes really expensive urine because your body can't utilize or uptake a specific mineral. And then your body's like, well, you didn't provide everything I needed. And so sometimes you'll look at a product and be like, do I really need all of this in here? I thought I was just sweating out salt. And no, your body needs so much more of that to be able to function and be able to utilize everything that you're taking in.
Dang. Shout out to our product development team, our scientists. Like nowadays you see energy drinks all over the place. Everybody's trying to get more energy. Mm-hmm. How does Recharge play in that space where people need that extra push and they'll go look for these monsters, Red Bull?
Yeah.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull makes you dehydrated.
Yes.
So there's that. Yeah. I had a friend quote one time. They said, we do have an energy crisis here in the United States, but it's not the energy crisis we've all been thinking of, right? Not the power for the cars or for the grid. It's for our bodies. And so the name Recharge is specific for energy, right? And that there's a charge on the ions in our body. So electrolytes create the charge that is the contraction, the relaxation. Absolutely. So that's the point of an electrolyte, like electricity, electrolyte. It's the charge on ourselves. So if they're all negatively charged, we don't feel real well. Mm-hmm. And if they're positively charged, if there's that good exchange of energy going on between our cells and the rest of our body, it's the communication channels. I mean, like think of a nerve impulse is literally like a mini shock going off from each of our neurons, right? It's sending this signal. electrolytes are necessary for that. So our body can speak to each other, our cells can communicate with our brain. Being able to send that messaging is very vital, very key. Our body processes will actually work easier being able to get those messages across the barriers of our cells.
I like it. Check this out. It just came to me. Electrolytes, electro yo life. Okay, that didn't work.
No, I like it.
Okay. Dang, it's all connected. It's fascinating when you start to think about, the function of your body and how everything's like connected together, right? And just some of these little things to help improve. Every day, I feel like nowadays that I'm getting older, I'm starting to look for more ways to be more healthy, be able to keep up with the younger guys and, trying to do different things when all I needed to do was just hydrate.
Yep. I think, reflecting back to the fact that we use deep sea minerals, the flow of the ocean, the give and the take, it's the same flow that we're wanting in and out of ourselves. It's the same flow that we're wanting with our bodies. It's the flow that we're wanting with movement, right? So just think of all the ways that you're wanting that kind of give and take and that flow and in easy movement, the way that's how electrolytes work inside the body. They're in the right balance, the right amounts, right? We don't want to overdo something, but being able to have that correct balance in our body, each movement becomes easier, whether it's the movement of a muscle, it's the movement of your digestive system, it's the movement of the thoughts through your mind, all of that's being impacted. Each beat of your heart is impacted by the electrolyte levels that you have in the body.
I mean, that right there. Get your electrolytes, get your recharge, coming out real soon.